So a lot of times living, near the country, wildlife will end up on our back deck. And I looked through the blinds and I noticed two lizards on the banister of the deck, and they were bobbing their heads up and down, and sure enough, it looked like they were basically about to have a showdown.
A husband, a father, a filmmaker. My name's Scott Stewart, and at this point, I'm not exactly sure where my path in life has taken me. But what I do know, only time will tell. But consider this an open invitation to be part of my journey.
So it was probably about 2013, I think. I just got a new camera and a new setup. So typically when that happens, I'll sit around the house and I'll try out lenses with the new camera setup and just, run some tests and some trials to make sure everything's up to snuff. I was in the kitchen. I think I had some lenses and whatnot, some of the accessories sitting around on the kitchen table. And we leave the blinds open, so a lot of times living, near the country, wildlife will end up on our back deck. And I looked through the blinds and I noticed two lizards on the banister of the deck, and they were bobbing their heads up and down, and sure enough, it looked like they were basically about to have a showdown. So, I'm there with my camera and realizing, wait a minute, this is like a lucky encounter here. I aimed out the window and I started filming these two lizards, and boy, they were about to go at it. What appeared to be fighting over their territory. They both wanted that back deck. And then one would throw the other one over the banister and they'd be hanging there. I just kept filming. And it was a full-on throwdown. These two lizards were going back and forth. I mean, one would bite the other one in the head, the other one would bite the other one. And I was really accumulating some cool footage here, so I just kept things going. I kept filming to see how this battle was going to end. Eventually, the dominant lizard pulled the other lizard over top, and at this point, I had just enough time to reposition the camera to get a shot of him holding the other lizard by his mouth, and then the other lizard, of course, was dangling, and then all of a sudden he dropped them, and then the lizard took off. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, that was a cool thing to capture, and I thought it was done, but I figured I'd hang out for a few more minutes to see if anything interesting happened afterwards. Sure enough, I kept filming, and I looked over, and I saw the one lizard climb back up top the banister, and he started to mosey, along the banister, and he looked over, and all of a sudden, this little guy leaped onto a railing on my back deck. Yeah, so sure enough, this lizard had climbed back up on the deck. The other lizard was positioning himself, I guess, to go back at it. It was like round 2 of the lizard battle. And they, checked each other out, sized up what each other was doing, and repositioned themselves to go back in the war and I guess try to gain dominance over the back deck. So I just kept the cameras rolling. I zoomed in and basically just decided to see what would happen. The one lizard had crawled back up on the deck, and he was basically looking for him, and I think he finally found him because he darted around the backside of the deck. And it was weird because he actually went into a position into the back deck that I felt like looked like a little arena area. And then all of a sudden, there they were again, and it was like the final showdown. And boy, these two went at it. I mean, it's crazy, the kind of stuff, you think you have to be outside of your house on some, exotic adventure to capture something so cool, but so I get to show everybody what happened that day with the backyard lizard wars.